Hi. How are you? Tuesday Kazoo, yeah. Well, you know, we only have so much kazoo left in our national kazoo stockpile. The strategic kazoo storage is a lot lower than it should be, but we're going to do our best to work our way through it. Hello, it's me, it's Tobias, on a really short week as far as performing this show goes, and I'll tell you why. Because, you see, we are going to take Thursday off, and we're going to travel up north to see some folks up in the north part of Texas. And we're going to see some more folks in the north part of Texas. And I think we're going to go visit the lovely village of Scarborough, probably on Sunday. Drive home and then recover on Tuesday. It's kind of important. We've discovered something. If you have paid vacation, one, take it. Very important. And two, if you're going to go out on vacation, have a day after your vacation to recover from your vacation. Kind of need that. Yes, Kay. That's right. You know what's happening. You know what's going to happen. I am certainly going to be doing stuff. We're going to do stuff. There are plans. There are plans afoot. Sunday, definitely. Saturday, we might come or might not. It's really up in the air. A lot has to do with coordinating with other parties. But I miss Scarby a lot. North Texas is darn near a whole different state. You forget, really. Austin is pretty much smack in the middle of it. But San Antonio is much further south. It's about a 1 or 2 hour drive, depending on traffic and how many people there are between you and it. But it's about it's not quite 100 miles. North, up in the Waxahachie area, that's 200 miles. And it takes that much longer to get there. Which is one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of the idea of a high-speed rail system. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Of course, I could also win the lottery and just hire somebody to helicopter me around, but that might also not happen. Because, you have to buy a lottery ticket as a starting point. I haven't done a whole lot of that. So let's do some songs and stuff. Only 2 shows this week. And then I think we may be able to come back on Tuesday of next week and just pick up as if nothing had happened. But, of course, things will have happened, and I will tell you the stories about those things. Let's do this. This song is, of course, written by my friend Quigley, the mighty Quigley Finch, up in Northern California, who is one part of Salty Walt and the Ratlin' Ratlines, and it is called The Captain's Log. Oh, the name of the ship on which we sail is a jolly roving dog, and the crew be bold, the boatswain's old, and we all do love a grog. The captain was the toughest man whatever sailed the seas, until one thing finally struck him down, 'twas a nasty French disease. Oh, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. Oh, the captain finally met his match, old France, she finally won. The first mate sat beside him for the setting of the sun, And the last words of the captain to the good crew of the dog was that none shall ever take his place till they find the captain's log. Oh, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. So we searched down in the scuppers and we searched up in the nest. For a time we kept our spirits high with witty words and jests, but soon a gloom enveloped us thick as a pea soup fog. For no matter where we looked, we could not find the captain's log. Oh, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. So at last we took to the great big book that the captain brought to sea, in which he put each day's events as written a history. But no matter where we searched inside that vast and lofty tome, we could not find where the captain's log had chosen for to roam. Oh, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. Oh, the many logs that we did find, they all did look the same. But we never did find the piece of wood inscribed with the captain's name. Oh, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. Yes, we sail the briny oceans on the jolly roving dog, and we will not rest upon our quest to find the captain's log. A lovely song with a real face palmer of a punchline. I owe Quigley at least $20, considering how many times I've played that. Not sure what his licensing rates are. Yeah, Texas is basically 8 hours from Texas. If you're in Texas, it can take up to 8 hours to get to Texas from Texas, because it's just that freaking far, unless you're in Houston, and then it's because there's just that many freaking people between you and there. Another side note, if you're going to go driving in Houston traffic and driving on the freeway, I always recommend screaming a profanity every time you make any kind of vehicular maneuver. It seems to put you in the right mindset. But that's me, and that's it. Anyway, what else happened? Last weekend, on Sunday, yeah, I grew up in Marfa and can attest to that. It's very true. Last weekend, I was a ring announcer for a local wrestling promotion called Austin Wrestling Revolution. And we actually were in Austin at Come and Take It Live with a Sunday matinee show at 3 o'clock. It was a lot of fun. I've only done 3 of these so far, and it's still a learning process. But I'm getting better at it. A lot of it is just logistics, because I came into this, and in wrestling terms, I am so freaking green, I could be a ficus tree. And so, you know, you make mistakes, but you learn from them. And there are people who are giving me guidance and giving me recommendations, and you know, we're all in this to make it work. And it did work out pretty well. And I made, let's just say I made about as much from doing that show as I would make from doing a day of the California fairs back in Northern California back in the late 90s. So, there you go. Yes, if you're going to go anywhere, bring a book. You know, and Tom can attest to this, Amy has basically been trained that if you're driving and it's more than 2 hours, take a nap if you're not driving. If you're riding in the car, if you're driving and it takes more than 2 hours, do not take a nap. Ask someone to take over, then you can take a nap. That's very important. The next song I am going to do is a relatively new song. And I know it's relatively new because I do not have it memorized yet. I will have it memorized eventually. But not yet. I still have to do it like, another 1,400 times, along with Song of the Bard and the Dilettante song, both of which I really love. These are all bouncy songs. I'm writing a lot of bouncy songs lately, which is good. I think it's appropriate. And they're bouncy songs. This one does not have a jolly sing-along chorus, but I am in the market for one. So who knows? We might actually get one. One day. Perhaps. Maybe. But it is bouncy. Here we go. If you're going to go upon a ship, there's things you ought to know. For a sailing ship's a complex thing, so learn before you go. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. Now, if you're on a three-mast ship, the first mast is the fore. And counting back from there, you'll find that there are just two more. The one in the back is missing, so I guess it's plain to see that the other two upon the ships are just mast 2 and 3. Well, the third mast in the middle is the mast they call the main. And if you're all confused by now, I beg you don't complain. For the captain is a stoic man, that's why he's at the stern. And he'll cast you to the poop deck if you are not quick to learn. Now, on a three-mast ship, they're all... Try it again. Now, a three-mast ship has many booms, each one is called a yard. But there's not a one that's 3 feet long, don't take the matter hard. There's lots of ropes from boom to mast, each one is called a line. Unless it's attached to a sail, then call that a sheet, it's fine. There are no privies on a ship, they use something else instead. You see, these gallant sailors all go prib up on their head. That doesn't change at all if it's a schooner or a sloop. Except for the captain, he's still standing sternly on the poop. So, now you know a little more sailing than before. And while all of this is gibberish, I think it's not a bore. For if you were all stuck at sea with nothing else to do, then I'm sure you'd make up goofy names for all of this stuff too. I'm sure you'll make up goofy names for all of this stuff too. You'd probably make up even weirder names for all of this stuff too. Olé! There we go. See songs about bloodshed and mayhem. Yes! This will be part of the Hasselhoff opus of mayhem. Of course, Hasselhoff Ballad being the original bouncy song about violence and mayhem, which I may do tomorrow. I will definitely be doing that one probably over the weekend at somebody. People are going to be the unwilling recipients of some of my songs, because I have people that really need to hear them. I do know for a fact that the man who portrays Oscar Hasselhoff, German Master of Defense, watches my shows in syndication on repeat. He told me this, and I'm very startled and flattered and pleased and a little embarrassed. There's that. Oh, look at this. Buy followers? Sir, you don't understand. I don't want to buy followers. And you're blocked. I just want to be able to entertain people who want to be entertained. I've thought about trying to be famous, and I've worked to be famous for a long time, and I have not been successful. And so I am very happy now to be this funky little niche market. Now, mind you, whatever just posted that comment that I just nerfed over here, probably a bot, so that's okay too. There we go. That worked out. The next song I'm going to do is one of my... Excuse me for a moment. I've been cuddling my long-haired cat, and long-haired cat hairs just show up places. Like on your tongue. No, I have not been grooming my cat that way. It would be awkward for everyone involved. But the cat hair just kind of floats around and gets stuck in my tongue. This next song is one of my, hey, this could be a 3-hour jam session song. Yes. And it is, of course, inspired by a true story, as back on the International Space Station, a few years ago, Captain Chris Hadfield, who made being in space cool again, I might add. Yeah, minion rates are even better. I know, man. You know, I hit the lottery. We're going to have a conversation, we are. was in a conversation via satellite, because that's how you got to communicate when you're out there in the middle of space, with Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters, and Tested. They were both doing Tested at the time. Now it's all Adam. And they, along with Chef Desjardins in the San Francisco Bay Area, I can't remember her first name, and I'm embarrassed by that, but there it is, put together a recipe for making a new dish based on the food bits they can get at the International Space Station. Because you got to airlift everything. Everything's got to go up. They have had some projects where they have been growing things, so they were actually grow some microgreens, which is kind of cool. I don't know what the difference is between microgreens and regular greens, except that microgreens are small, but we used to call those sprouts back in the 70s. So, I don't know. Is being in space ever not cool? I think for a little while it was just like, oh yeah, space, whatever. So he was very... Captain Hatfield was very... Commander Hatfield, I should say, was very... What's the word I'm looking for here? He was very instrumental in reminding people of how cool space is. That's it. And this one is about the dish they put together, which makes use of a couple of really lovely chords. A sharp 6, which is, if you're a music nerd, this is like, do you ever hear this chord? No. I said, that sounds cool. And then I said G6, which is that one. It's like, on that and we have D6 floating around. So these are all 6th chords, which I'm sure there's actually a school of composition based on this. I just have no idea what it is. You know? Space burrito, burrito in space. 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 Flying high above Mother Earth. Need a bunch of significant good. Flour tortilla floats into the room. Space burrito will save us from doom. Space burrito, burrito in space. 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 Space Chefs Hatfield and Desjardins. Use some black beans and 0G green. Warm some carne and frisadero rolls. Tabasco, and there she goes. Space burrito, burrito in space. 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 0G dining was such a chore. It's greater than the stuff we had before. Like a quesadilla, but there's much more. Better than the space sandwich of yore. Space burrito, burrito in space. 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 Yes, I was attempting to harmonize with myself during the song. We have no budget here. Space Burrito is friendly. It is. It is not vegan, but it is friendly. It's gone now. It's been consumed. But the nice thing about burritos is there's always another one coming down the lane. That's probably metaphorical, and I don't know how. Anyway, the last song, because we have now reached the moment you've all been waiting for. That's correct, the final song in the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show number 240 for the 25th of May, 2021. Oh my gosh. And by the way, the numbers are looking a lot better. Roughly 50% of the population, adult population of this state, have had at least one shot. And they've opened it up to folks 12 and older, I think, at this point, which is good. Hello. Also, my wife has come home. I can hear her rummaging around downstairs, which is good. We're still getting used to the not being a mere room's distance apart when we're working. Yes, I know. Of course, when we're driving on Thursday, we're going to have the next, from Thursday until Tuesday, we're going to have far more of each other than many couples would prefer to have. Well, that's all right. The last song of the show is one that I wrote a while ago, but I made a change to it, and it seems to feel a lot better now. The song is I Couldn't Run Away with the Fae. The Fae Ran Away From Me. And it is a song that I initially wrote in D. And I was feeling like it was feeling like I was pushing it. It was like hurting myself. And well, granted, this is a traditional Irish song. So it's either sung prettily, or it's either light and pretty, or drunk and resentful. And it's easy to do drunk and resentful when you're straining for a damn note. But I put it in C instead, and it got better for me, at least. We'll see. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead, but I decided to live with the fairies instead. So I went to a circle, a place I had known, but when I pled my case, the fairies had flown. They'd all buggered off, left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair ran away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, left cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with the fae. Cakes, money, and fairies were all gone next day. My dreams of adventure had all gone away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair ran away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us, stole you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair ran away from me. We've I'll get there. Boating accident. Kayak incident. I asked why I could not flee into the fae. She said, for you, boy, oh, you can't go that way. Said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. No telling what madness you'd get us into. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair ran away from me. She said, you know we've been you're known far and wide. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live here forever, but you can visit. You see, just remember the catering's BYOB. You are not getting in on a technicality. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. Once more, drunken and dreadful. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away, the fair and away, the fair and away from me. And so we come bathed in a puddle of our own flop sweat to the conclusion of yet another fairly successful Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute pandemic coping mechanism show. Hi. Those of you watching live and those of you who are watching on repeat, because I am big on syndication, and not a lot of everybody can sign in at 4:30 to watch some idiot with a ukulele make a fool of himself on the interwebs. We understand that. We are trying to do this so that you can get to it at your own convenience. Today's show and tomorrow's show is it for the week. I have updated the folks over at the Renaissance Podcast Distribution Facebook group so that they know, and they will be promoting my show tomorrow and then not promoting it. That's all right, Michelle. We're going to be. You can always go back and check it out in a bit. You know that. So we'll do the things, we'll say the things, and then we will carry on blithely until tomorrow, when we wander into the open manhole cover of yet another one of these darn shows. Tip jar, blah, blah, blah. PayPal, blah, blah. Venmo, blah, blah. Thank you to Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda. Very important that I thank them. So important, in fact, that it actually blocks the chat bubbles over here. My Patreon patrons, you mad, crazy, gorgeous, amazing people. Jen, Joe, Alexi, Austin, Chris, Teppo, Shay, Linda, and Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, Lorene, and I hope so too. I'm so sorry that we're going to miss you there, Jen. Our schedule's just like a mess. PayPal peeps get previews of stuff. They get buttons, they get books, they get the opportunity to write make me write their own darn madness, their own song. I owe Jen a song. I'm not sure if we actually agreed on the topic, Jen, or not. You may have to remind me. It's been a very complicated month and I've suffered a number of blows to the head. Patreon.com/theadequate. I am on the interwebs. I am all over the damn place. First and foremost, though, I want to promote this book right over here. The point there. This book. Book. Here. Look. Book. This book here, which is actually even physically in my hand, so I don't even need to have the graphic. Watch this. Pew! There we go. I can hold it over here like I mean it. Artisanal Gibberish is now out. Courtesy of Unruly Voices, an imprint of Paper Angel Press. You can find that at unrulyvoices.com/product/artisanal gibberish. Hardcover is available. Hard copy, I should say, is available on the big book dealerships and also bookshop.com and indie books. And the ebook format, a mere 99 cents. You've spent more money on dumber things. Is available anywhere that sells ebooks at this point. Go to the website down there to find out for certain. I am actually going to be on an author reads, I think, sometime in the middle of June, and I will keep you posted as soon as we verify that. I am at theadequate.com on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm at Tobias the Adequate on TikTok and Tumblr. Go to theadequate.com for all of your adequacy needs. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre is where I put all the recorded stuff, including the cosmic mix of Space Burrito, which is out there. THUD Bucket is, of course, covered in jam. Yes, these red spots, I assure you, these red spots, they're jam. It's jam. It's just jam. THUD Bucket is, of course, death metal you can laugh at. We got 4 videos. We may be doing more. Ron is now putting more effort into Absolute Darkness, which is his main project. But we'll see. We've got time. Things are getting, I won't say close to normal, but they're getting less abnormal in the way that we have gotten used to things being abnormal. So how's about that for a convoluted and tormented bit of language? Wow. But do check all of that business out. And my friends, don't you think that ought to be enough out of me for once? Wow. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be safe. Be silly. Be willing to go as far as you think the joke ought to go, then go just a little bit further. Just to get that look on someone's face. Because sometimes that is a love language. That kind of... It is. It's true. You can ask Amy. Sometimes I'll do that stuff. Not as often as I used to, but we've been married for a long time, and she's heard most of my material. Now she just listens for keywords. You folks have been lovely. I have been Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you once again for encouraging my behavior. And I will see you all next time. Take care. Aloha.